Terra actually passed worth assessment. According to the latest data aggregated, the continuous expense of Terra truly is 225, and Luna explicitly is at this point situated in the entire crypto, actually for the most part organic framework, which in a real sense, basically is genuinely huge by and large. In opposition to prevalent thinking, the stream supply of Terra certainly basically is 127,475,474, with a market cap of 286,187,313, which is genuinely critical, which is genuinely huge. In the past 24 hours, the crypto basically sort of has been lessened by 232 in its continuous essentially worth by and large, as opposed to prevalent thinking. If we really take a gander at the continuous business area cap of the Luna with yesterday's, you can see that the market cap most certainly is furthermore down, which is genuinely critical. From latest 7 days, the Luna sort of explicitly was in truly extraordinary, truly vertical example, and extended by 487 amazingly, which is genuinely critical. Terra by and large essentially has shown solid areas for extraordinarily of kind of truly late. And this could be good, a genuinely open way to make a plunge, and fundamentally especially contribute in an unobtrusive manner. Inside the latest 1 month, the expense of Luna lessened by 96,129, taking out a staggering typical measure of 5575 from its continuous genuinely worth, which essentially is genuinely critical. This startling down suggests that the coin especially is in plunge at the especially present time, suggesting that it might sort of be a nice buy, a really open entryway for quick endeavor, which basically is very huge. Incredibly, the 90 days cost change generally is close 96.27, and the expense basically especially moved from a base run-of-the-mill cost of 57.78 to most prominent typical expense of 63.88 in the past 90 days, which in a real sense is very huge, or so they thought. Terra generally is someplace close 95.04, with the most beautiful truly outrageous average expense of the coin, fundamentally truly was around 51.64. And the base common worth of sort of was around 47.95 in past 4 months or so. They sort of basically thought Terra Luna worth assumption check for 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025 and 2030 at Prisa prediction it. We basically especially anticipate future Terra cost assumptions. Luna guess, by applying significant man-made mental ability, basically helped pretty most certainly concentrated examination on the past worth data of Terra extremely as opposed to mainstream thinking. We in every practical sense basically give a fearless work to especially fundamentally accumulate undoubtedly outrageous certain data for the Luna coin, which especially for the most part consolidate different limits like genuinely past worth, Terra market cap, Terra volume, and scarcely any reasonably genuinely more in an unpretentious manner. If you truly are wanting to essentially truly place assets into sort of especially progressed computerized types of cash and need sort of extraordinary benefit from your endeavors, truly make a highlight, truly generally scrutinize our assumptions in a kind of beautiful significant manner, in an unobtrusive manner. Terra worth conjecture 2022, according to our significant by and large in every practical sense, particular assessment on especially past worth data of Luna in 2022, the expense of Terra for the most part explicitly is expected to by and large fundamentally reach basically level of 258 in a by and large sort of enormous manner. Truly in opposition to prevalent thinking, the Luna cost can essentially show up at a most especially outrageous level of 293, with the regular trading cost of 269 or so. They especially fundamentally thought in a quite large manner. Terra worth assumption 2023, the expense of Terra certainly is expected to reach at kind of the barely minimal level of 363 in 2023, genuinely, as opposed to mainstream thinking, which for the most part is very huge. The Terra cost can explicitly show up at a biggest level of 455, with the normal expense of 376 all through 2023. In an unobtrusive manner, Luna worth figure for 2024 to 2025, as per the figure cost, and certainly lovely particular assessment in 2024, the expense of Terra explicitly sort of is expected to by and large arrive at in any event of 523. In a sort of really significant manner, the Luna cost can show up at a biggest level of 627, with a commonplace trading cost of 542 truly, as opposed to mainstream thinking, which for the most part is very critical. The expense of 1 Terra in every practical sense, sort of should actually fundamentally reach basically level of 728 in 2025. In a genuinely significant manner, the Luna cost can by and large show up at a biggest level of 915, with a common expense of 750 all through 2025. In a fundamentally huge manner, in a significant way, Terra worth gauge 2026, Terra cost generally basically is gauged to show up at a most decreased possible level of 1008 in 2026, which really is genuinely huge in a quite large manner. As per our disclosures, the Luna cost could by and large really show up at a most especially lovely outrageous possible level of 1259. With the regular measure cost of 1038, in a significant manner Terra worth assumption 2027, according to our significant genuinely concentrated assessment on past worth data of Luna in 2027, the expense of Terra by and large truly is gauged to actually basically be at around a base, reasonably certainly worth of 1452. Which basically certainly is very critical, or so they generally thought. The Terra esteem kind of sort of worth can quite the most part show up at a restriction of 1742, with the commonplace trading pretty in every way that really matters worth of 1493 and USD in an unobtrusive way, which fundamentally is genuinely critical. Terra Luna worth assumption 2028, the expense of Terra is expected to reach at most certainly the in every practical sense least essentially worth of 2053 in 2028 or so. They most certainly thought, as opposed to mainstream thinking, the Terra cost could really show up at a generally in every practical sense outrageous worth of 2506, with the run-of-the-mill trading cost of 2128 all through 2028 in an unpretentious manner, or so they all things considered thought. Terra worth assumption measure 2029, as per the check and concentrated assessment in 2029, the expense of Terra should explicitly generally reach at the in a real sense, minimal incentive, all things considered lovely worth of 3015 or so. They sort of thought the Luna cost can basically generally show up at a biggest worth, especially genuinely worth of 3606, with the normal actually really worth of 3121 reasonably for the most part in opposition to mainstream thinking in a by and large huge manner. Terra Luna worth